Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the April 21st regular meeting of the Zion City Council. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Carson?
Here.
Commissioner Fisher?
Here.
Commissioner McDowell?
Here.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Is it?
Mayor McKinney?
Here. Item number 3 is Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Bremner, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Please join me in pledging allegiance to our flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Bremner. Leading us in prayer this evening from the City of Hope is Pastor Carl Williamson. Pastor Williamson, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, Mayor. Thank you again for the opportunity, and Commissioner, thank you as well. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, creator of the heavens and earth and moon and stars, thank you for hearing our prayers. I pray for Mayor McKinney, Commissioners Fisher, McDowell, Stackhouse, Frierson, for the city boards and commissions, staff and their departments, to mention a few: economic development, building department, public works, the SDA. We pray for the schools, the administration, the principals, the teachers, the staff. We pray for families and children. We pray for the churches. We pray for our businesses. We ask, God, that you would provide them all with wisdom from you, discernment in making decisions, courage to do right in the midst of opposition, give them good health, and bring healing, compassion for one another, and unity and cooperation. And we ask this in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Williamson. Item number 4, are there any agenda changes by any of the commissioners?
Yes, Mayor. I would like to table item 7A until May 5th, please.
All right. We have a motion to table item number 7A. Is there a second? Second by Fisher. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Carson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye. Motion carries. Item number 5 is citizens' comments. All right. Thank you. We have we have several people that want to make citizens' comments, so let me read the procedure for our public comment at city council meetings. The opportunity to speak to the city council is provided for members of the public who have a comment to make about the business of the city. The city council appreciates hearing from stakeholders and values your thoughts and questions. The council strives to make the best decisions for the city, and public input is very helpful. The city must protect the civility and decorum of this meeting. It is unlawful for any person to disturb or interrupt a meeting of the city council. Please be respectful for the duties of the city council and the democratic process in your comments tonight. Please state your name and address your comments to the council. Please limit your comments to no more than 3 minutes. Please be factual and courteous, and the council requests that you not make statements that are personally disrespectful or condescending to the members of the council or staff. To the extent multiple speakers are addressing a single issue, the chair reserves the right to limit the number of speakers making public comment of a repetitive nature and/or limit the amount of time for public comment. The city council does not respond to comments or attempt to answer questions during the public comment period, and any questions will be addressed during the departmental commentary section. All right, our first person up for city comments, Mary Lou Hildebrand.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Commissioners. During the month of March, your ESDA volunteers gave 112 and a half hours of service for a value to the city of $3,914. We assisted the police department with traffic control at Russell and Greenway Road because the lights were out due to a blown transformer. We also assisted at a traffic accident at 21st and Gilead. We performed a monthly siren test, held our monthly meeting, and assisted with traffic and rehab for a fire at 21st and Herman. We assisted at the monthly food pantry at ZB East and did duty times for maintenance of the center and vehicles. Thank you for your continued support.
All right, thank you, Mary Lou, and the ESTA crew, and for all that you do. I believe we have a Christian Kyatt. Did you have comments that you'd like to make?
Yes. Am I up?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, on the agenda, it looked like we were back some ways.
You're going to speak on the agenda thing.
Is it right working?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Good evening, council members. We're here tonight to try and seek your support in this solar subdivision. We've come up with a plan that I'd probably like to have Glenn show you. Would you prefer to see it now? It's it consists of 32 homes and the other part a solar farm. So that we have drawings of.
Your Honor, we wrote down our names in anticipation of being able to speak on a particular agenda item, which is 7E.
Yeah.
90, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would say we wait until 9E.
All right,
And how
that's
many,
what-
how
that's what I
many?
was thinking.
Okay,
All right, we'll start over.
all right. So next we have Maurice Jones.
Good evening, Board. Maurice Jones, 2703 Mark Avenue in the Cypress Park community. Got a couple items I want to bring up. First, our streets are terrible. Every year, the city comes out and patches up the holes, and every year the hole opens up next to that hole. So the whole community is riddled with potholes that are not being fixed and reopened. And right now, we have gravel littered throughout the street. So if we can get some help in that regard, we really would appreciate it. We have street light problems. We have 6 street lights that are out in our community. The one we've been going through for at least 2 years on Mark and Carmen. I believe a vehicle hit it, knocked it down, I believe 2 years ago. I think somebody mentioned about waiting for insurance to come and pay for the street light. But in the vein of safety, we got kids playing, people walking at night, and our street light has not been up for at least 2 years that we've been talking about, about this situation. So if we can get that taken care of, but even looked at, it'd be very helpful. I'm not sure if the police are still policing our community or not. I was going to ask, can we still park overnight on Zion streets after 12 o'clock? If not, can you call the city and get an extended period that you can park your car under certain circumstances? So I don't know if that's working or not, or if the police are policing our community, but we have some issues as far as on the street and the vehicles. So we don't see the police. We used to see them a lot, but now it's kind of scarce coming around. So, and with over $10,000 in taxes, I would hope that some of these issues can be looked at and addressed rather quickly. My third one is more of a comment as opposed to a question, and it's involving the kayak project that's going on between Shepherd and Cypress Park. I understand, I looked at the zoning thing, and the city is supposed to send out notices to everybody about projects that's going on. And in reading those notices, it's implied that when we come to these meetings, that we can speak and give you our concerns, and you guys will take that into consideration. I've been to at least 2 of those meetings with that project coming up. And a lot of my neighbors have done research on things, on community and solar panels.
Go ahead.
And when we come to these meetings, the commission took our concerns, the kayak project took our concerns, and they came up with a project that made everybody comfortable. The last meeting, they came back and said that the board had one item that they wanted. So they didn't listen to anything that we said. They just already had in their mind what they wanted from that project. So it's a waste of our time coming to these meetings to say our concerns, and nobody listened to them. If you just send us a postcard and say, hey man, we are doing this, come out and listen to what we're going to say. You can speak on it, but we're not really going to take what you're going to say into consideration, but listen to what we're doing so you can know what's happening in the community. It's kind of frustrating, man. You get home, take care of your family, cook meals, and come out to a meeting, and nobody takes our concerns valid. And so that's very frustrating to both these communities that they're not listening to what we have to bring to the table. So I hope you guys really take that into consideration and think about it. And again, we pay over $10,000 in taxes. So,
Thank you. All right. Ray Gilmore. And again, if we could limit the comments to 3 minutes, would be much appreciated.
Okay, I was going to talk about the same thing, but I'm going to talk about the project. Once they build the houses, building the land, the retention ponds, where are they going to drain to, and how are they going to drain? Person asked that question. We see that the one over there on 3901 Phillips has been blocked off. You know, the water does not drain under that subdivision over there. But our subdivision, it drains over there in that field. So I see their project there. I'm going to add 2 retention ponds, small retention ponds. So a lot of flooding going on. And speaking of the roads, speaking of the roads, my water used to go in the drain right by my driveway there. It used to go down that drain. The road has sink and goes down the road there and turns into a lake. You know, so if the road is not fixed during all this construction work, all this water is going to end up over there in Lewis and 26th Street, where it comes up over there, and water do not go down into the retention pond. And also, on the project there, they're going to put a proposal for a construction road, an access road. So, and houses will go in the back, and the sun panels will be up toward the front of the highway. We like to propose that the houses be put in the front, the 32 houses be put in the front, and this panel be put in the back. You know, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Rob McLaughlin.
Apologize for Tyra. Just came from my daughter was in Chicago and down in Northwestern, getting her ACL replaced today. So, but this is so important that I decided that after getting her home 2 hours ago, that I'd come to this. Couple things. The project we're talking about, the kayak project. And again, nobody's trying to gang up on Chris, but the planning commission, I believe, is what it is, made a recommendation for the solar panel farm and the park. That was a recommendation of the proposals that were given to them. From our understanding, at the last meeting, that was rejected by the city council and given back to them and asked them to go through the proposals again. I don't understand why that would have been happening. I mean, what's the point of having the commission make a recommendation if the city council is not going to follow it?
So there's that. So I would like to know if you could answer at some point what the reasoning was for that, the true reason. We think we got it at the last meeting, that has something to do with some kind of funding that would be received to the city from the federal government because we get 400 more citizens somehow in Zion. That would be a reason for why we want housing, and more importantly, why we want more citizens in Zion. As far as the roads go, that all wraps up into this situation. And Commissioner Fisher, we've talked in meetings at the high school or something, I brought it up to you, again, it was just random. And you had mentioned that, oh yeah, your subdivision should be one of the next ones. It's got to be it's definitely on the planning to be done to get those roads replaced. That subdivision will be 20 years old in October. We've not yet once had those roads replaced. So that's an issue. The stop signs, the lights not being replaced, 2 years, we had one at the front of the subdivision, it took over 2 years to get that one replaced at the very front of the subdivision. If that's not a safety issue, I don't know what is. The one we're talking about now is in the back of the subdivision, but again, it's at a stop sign, it's at a main corner, and it's not been replaced in over 2 years. The sidewalks throughout the subdivision need, have some issues that need to be addressed. So I don't see how we would recommend that we want more housing and to add a street, to connect the street between Shepherd Crossing and Cypress, to add more traffic to a road that we already do not take care of, to a road that's already in disrepair, to add more traffic through a full subdivision, from the front of the subdivision back to the back of the subdivision is a half a mile. So now we're just gonna add at least another, if we do 30 houses, minimum another, 60 cars a day going through there at a minimum one time. I know I go out of my house multiple times in any given day. So just adding more traffic doesn't really seem to be sensible to me. We know it's not for the property taxes because Chris said at the last meeting, it's gonna take probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 to 6 years before all this house will be built. So again, these are just concerns that don't understand why we're not addressing the concerns that are already in front of the city, as opposed to trying to add more trouble that has to be, more things that have to be maintained and taken care of that we're not already taking care of what we have to take care of now. That's it.
All right, thank you. Christopher Williams?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Commissioners. I'm 2617 Mark Avenue, next to Rob's neighbor. I'm here to talk about some of the things in terms of what's what to be proposed. And my more concern is, once again, I've lived in sectors for coming up on 20 years, this coming October. And I can honestly tell you, in 20 years that I've lived there, I've never, I live on the end cul-de-sac, seen a fire hydrant flushed in our neighborhood. Not once. In 20 years have I seen anyone come out and flush a fire hydrant. It makes me concerned if I have a problem with my house or a fire in my house, are those fire hydrants even operable as a citizen? Those are those things that I think that we're getting away from, and taking care of the things that we know that need to be maintained. Me being in one place and I'm just letting you know, me being in one place 20 years, I love the city of Zion. My kids are very much embedded within this community, and their safety and everyone else's safety within my community is very important to me. And when I look and see that we have, lights out in our community, we've got lights that have been knocked down, we've got kids on bikes, our kids are outside, are playing, and they don't have good adequate lighting just to make sure that they can ride on the sidewalk where we want them to be, versus trying to, right on the street, so they're not going to get hit by a vehicle maybe coming within the subdivision. My second concern is the retention ponds. I have a retention pond behind my house, and that retention pond, when it fills up, is supposed to drain into, my understanding, another retention pond behind the Zion Public Works building is. That pond, when it fills, I am now on my 12th sump pump in my home. We had that big rain this past Friday. Guess where I was at? Harbor Freight, buying another sump pump, because when that pond fills up, it takes a minimum of almost, matter of fact, there's some currently right now in the neighborhood that haven't drained yet. And it backflows into the back part of my house, into my basement, where I am constantly, if I don't maintain a usable sump pump, I will get water in my basement. And I don't think that's necessary, because the draining situation that we have in our subdivision was never right by when Pulte was even, got done completing building our homes. The drainage system was never completed. The one subdivision that's adjacent to me on Cypress, which is currently still filled at this particular time right now, drains into the cornfield. It shouldn't drain into the cornfield. It should be draining to somewhere within the city for it to remove the water. So I know that other homeowners are having issues with their basements. Other homeowners are having issues with that pond. At no point was I ever told that those ponds were going to remain wet at all times. I was told they were dry, it would be maintained and cut by our HOA, but they are constantly wet. And on top of that, I'll wrap it up. In the summertime, with all the extra additional moisture that's in those ponds, it makes the mosquitoes really, really bad. So we're calling the city, trying to get you guys to come out and spray at night to keep the mosquitoes down to a roar. And it's just extra work that we don't really have to do. Thank you for your time. I
All right,
appreciate it.
thank you very much. David Pipes?
Just really quickly, David Pipes, 2723 Sheridan here, I'm a business owner. I really wanted to introduce myself, Mr. Mayor, Commissioners. I am a local restaurateur, I'm also a developer, and I own several businesses, and I have decided to have a long-term foothold here in Zion. I really wanted to introduce myself. Most recently, we're developing Lakefront Smokehouse here on Sheridan. We'd like to invite all of you guys to come out and take a look at what we're building and what we're developing. We're also looking at acquiring some land and some property here in Zion as well. So we don't just talk about what we do, we actually put boots on the ground and action out there. So you'll see a lot from us in the very near future here in Zion, both in restaurants and businesses. And you'll also see a lot in property development. Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you, Mr. Pipes, and welcome to Zion.
Thank you.
Moving on to item number 6 of the consent agenda.
Approval of minutes of a regular meeting held on April 7, 2026 at 7 p.m. Approval but not released closed session minutes of the meeting held on April 7, 2026 at 7:58 p.m.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved. Second.
Motion by McDowell and second by Stackhouse. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 5-0.
Bills, vouchers 151605 through 151786, drawn on Huntington National Bank, total $1,456,607.30.
Is there a motion to approve the bills?
I'll move to approve the bills.
Motion by
Second.
Fisher and second by Stackhouse. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Given that item number 7 has been tabled, we move on to item number 8. Consider passing ordinances as follows. 8A, approving and authorizing a second amendment to the purchase and sale agreement between MJR Real Estate Holding Company, LLC, and the City of Zion for 3318 Sheridan Road, per Director Bronson.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. Staff is requesting an extension of the existing sale and development agreement related to the proposed Chipotle project located at the intersection of Sheridan Road and Yale Avenue. The current agreement is set to expire on April 20th, 2026. The developer must still complete several key steps before the project can proceed, which includes completing the plan of subdivision and consolidation, which will convert the existing multiple pins into Lot 1 and Lot 2, obtaining Planning and Zoning Commission approvals followed by City Council approvals, and closing on the property and proceeding with construction of the proposed Chipotle restaurant. An application of subdivision and consolidation must go before the Planning and Zoning Commission for recommendation and then to the City Council for approval. The next scheduled meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission is scheduled for May 7th, and the application deadline for this meeting was April 17th. Based on the project timeline, it is not practical for these steps to be completed prior to the expiration date of the agreement. Staff is therefore respectfully requesting approving an extension of the existing agreement to allow sufficient time for the subdivision entitlement approvals and closing process to be completed. Thank you.
All right, is there a motion to approve and authorize the second amendment?
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
Frierson and second by Stackhouse. Questions or comments from the council? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 8B, approving and authorizing a redevelopment agreement by and between Roger Whitmore's Automotive Services, Inc. and the City of Zion per Director Bronson.
Thank you again, Mayor and Commissioners. At the April 7th meeting, Council voted to approve the TIP application submitted by Roger Whitmore Automotive, Inc. in the amount of $79,000. A draft redevelopment agreement has been submitted for your review in your packet. Staff respectfully requests the approval and authorization of the redevelopment agreement between the city and Roger Whitmore Automotive, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $79,000. Thank you.
Is there a motion to approve and authorize the redevelopment agreement between Roger Whitmore's?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Fisher,
Second.
second by McDowell. Questions or comments from the commissioners? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Nay.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 4-1. Item number 8C, amending section 94-258 of the Zion Municipal Code regarding separate connections for sanitary lines located in the city of Zion, per Chief Barton.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and Commissioners. The purpose of this memorandum is to request approval of an ordinance change amending the section 94-258 of the Zion Municipal Code regarding separate connections for stormwater and sanitary sewer lines. Chapter 94 of the Zion Municipal Code currently requires separate connections for stormwater and sanitary lines. While this requirement remains a standard practice, certain site conditions and cost considerations can make separate connections impractical and in limited circumstances. The proposed amendment provides flexibility by allowing the Director of Public Works or their designee to approve a signal connection when appropriate. The administrative discretion will allow the city to address unique infrastructure situations while still maintaining oversight and ensuring proper engineering review. Staff recommends approval of the ordinance amending section 94-258 of the Zion Municipal Code regarding separate sewer connections.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Stackhouse,
Second.
second by Frierson. Questions or comments from the commissioners?
Yeah, I have a question. Okay, when we say a single connection, is it the sanitary line is primary and the stormwater secondary? How does that function?
Well, storm and sanitary are totally separate systems, so they would never be interconnected in any situation. This more so addresses the issue of a service line that services one property at one time, allowing a second property to connect to a service line, which would then in turn turn it into a public maintained line.
Okay.
So service lines are privately maintained, and then once another connection is made to it, it turns into a publicly maintained. So this will give discretion whether A, we will allow it in each individual, instance, and B, for us to take it over if we do allow it to become a public line as opposed to a private line.
Okay.
So they're both sewer lines, they're not stormwater line and a sewer line?
Correct.
Okay.
Stormwater and sanitary are never hooked together in the city of Zion. Some communities do have common pipe sewer lines, but we don't here. And never a situation of a storm and a sanitary being hooked together.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any other additional questions or comments? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 8D, authorizing and approving a sewer replacement agreement between Start Early Board of Education of Zion School District Number 6 in the city of Zion per Chief Barton.
Good evening again, Honorable Mayor and Commissioners. I'm again requesting approval of an ordinance authorizing a sewer replacement agreement between the City of Zion, Start Early, and the Board of Education Zion School District Number 6. Start Early, in coordination with Zion School District 6, is planning the construction of an early childhood center located at 1800 27th Street in Zion. The facility will provide early childhood services, community uses, and professional learning and development opportunities for residents. In order to support the development of the site, a sanitary sewer line must be installed and connected to an existing pipe that requires replacement. Start Early and Zion School District 6 have agreed to share the costs associated with the installation of a new sewer pipe, with School District 6 serving as the lead contracting party for the construction. Upon completion and acceptance, the City of Zion will assume maintenance and responsibility for the new sewer infrastructure. Staff recommends approval of the ordinance authorizing the sewer replacement agreement between the City of Zion, Start Early, and the School District Number 6.
All right, is there a motion to approve the sewer replacement agreement?
So moved.
Motion by Stackhouse,
Second.
second by Frierson. Questions or comments from the commissioners? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 8E, authorizing and approving the purchase of products and services for the Zion Police Department from Axon Enterprises per Chief Barton.
Good evening again, Honorable Mayor and Commissioners. I'm requesting the City Council approve to enter into a 5-year agreement with the Axon Enterprise Incorporated for body-worn cameras, Taser 10, or I won't limit it to Taser 10 only, but Taser devices, interview room equipment, digital evidence management, and then associated software and support services. Zion Police Department currently uses Axon products for the body-worn cameras, tasers, and evidence management. The proposed agreement replaces the existing expiring contracts and consolidates some equipment within the agreement. Software licensing, warranties, and maintenance into a single comprehensive program. This upgrade will also transition the department to the Axon Body 4 camera platform, Taser 10 system, currently what's available, and an enhanced digital evidence capability. There's a layout of items that were part of this agreement. The financial impact of this agreement, it's a 5-year agreement. The term of it is, total amount is $664,904.78 over the 5 years. The first year, you'll see is slightly reduced due to an amortization of the contract that is expiring at the end of this year. They reduced that to cover that. I'll just move on to Zion Police Department recommends approval of the Axon Enterprise Incorporated agreement to ensure continuity of operations, improve officer safety, and again, enhance transparency and long-term cost stability.
All right, is there a motion to authorize and approve the purchase of products and services for the Zion Police Department?
So moved.
Motion by McDowell,
Second.
second by Stackhouse. Questions or comments from the commissioners?
You did skip over the part where it says the estimated savings is $270,000, $270,903.89.
I'm glad you asked that question. It's actually quite a bit more than that. We get it discounted with this agreement. They were able to come down on that 270. I will note that the first quote that we got from this company, and then over the course of probably the last 5 or 6 months, we've done a lot of T&E with other companies. The original quote was $1.4 million for this same agreement. We were able to negotiate with them and bring the total cost down to the $664,000, knowing that we could still work on it a little bit, and that's why we got the $270,000 that we can confirm for this year.
All right, any other questions, comments?
Just kind of generally with these continued rising costs, are there any competitors that are rising in this space as we look out, like for the next contract renewal?
So we did, yes, we've looked and we did do some trial and error with some other companies. And I will tell you, based on what we saw, I don't feel comfortable putting out some of those other products
they're not to the level yet. What we really work on, and I'm not super techy and knowledgeable about what the camera frame rate, one's variable, one's fixed, and how that plays into recording at night versus during the day, the full spectrum of what you can see. We try to mimic what the eyeball can see, not mine, because mine are terrible, but generally speaking. But we want to see what you see in real time, and some of these other cameras that we were testing were terrible. They were absolutely terrible. And I don't feel comfortable because it's not good evidence that we would be putting in front of court. Now, we did see some others, but the other comparable cameras, I would say, with the fixed frame rate, their management system, the software portion of it, was clunky. And what we thought would be really good turned out that there's a big part, the evidence management side of this, everything that's being transferred from our digital evidence over to the state's attorney's office for prosecution. With this particular system, I can transfer, if I got 53 videos, I can transfer them all at once. The other system, I had to do it one at a time. And when you are uploading multiple gigabyte videos, we just found that's too encumbering on staff time. And now if I have one person transfer one video at a time, it just took too long. So aggregating all of it together, we found that staying with this company was the best. Now, the increase in cost over our current contract is minimal. I want to say it's somewhere in the neighborhood of about a $20,000 per year increase from the last 5-year agreement that we made. So I know they're increasing in cost, but we were able to negotiate a pretty good rate. We actually got more with this contract than what we currently have. The bigger issue that we were finding was the amount of video storage that we're getting is becoming a big problem, and we're going to have to start paying on the current contract a la carte fees on the video storage, video retention. With the new one, we have unlimited storage. What that also includes is it's a community portal as well that we now have, so that when we go to an individual's home, they don't have to upload it to their own little flash drive or hand it over. We can send them a link and they can dump it right into that if there's something that happens outside. So it's a little bit, there's a number of features that we upgraded through this process, trying to keep the cost as close to what the original last agreement was. But there's a tremendous amount of benefit to the community for the added technology advancement that we're getting.
Thank you.
All right, any additional questions? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 8F, authorizing and approving the reallocation of funds from the contingency portion of the capital outlay within the appropriation to the non-contingency portion of the capital outlay within the appropriation per Chief Barker.
That's a mouthful, I know, but thank you, Honorable Mayor and Commissioners again. The attached ordinance just seeks council approval to reallocate $660,000 from the contingency portion of the city's capital outlay within the appropriations, contingency portion of the capital outlay within the appropriations. The city's capital outlay currently contains sufficient contingency funds to support this reallocation without negatively impacting other obligations or projects. Staff recommends that the city council approve the attached ordinance as presented.
All right, is there a motion to authorize and approve the reallocation of funds?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Fisher,
Second?
second by McDowell. Questions or comments from commissioners?
This is to correct the appropriations that we approved at previous meetings.
Correct.
So it's a housekeeping.
Housekeeping, yep.
All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 5-0. 8G, authorizing and approving the purchase of essential equipment, cardiac monitors, defibrillators, and related equipment for the city of Zion per Chief Street.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. I'm requesting approval of the attached sales quote from Zoll Medical for 2 replacement cardiac monitors/defibrillators, which will be included in the fiscal year 27 capital projects fund budget. 2 of our four current monitors are reaching the end of their recommended useful life and are among the most important and potentially life-saving pieces of equipment that we carry. Staff has evaluated multiple purchase and long-term lease options and has determined that an outright purchase of 2 at this time, along with the necessary equipment, which includes CPR pads, electrodes, and cables and sensors, is in the best financial interest of the city. The attached quote shows what replacing all 4 of our zone monitors would cost, but at this time I'm requesting a replacement of 2 for a total cost of $108,969.45. I also request the City Council waive the competitive bid process and recognize Zoll Medical as the sole source vendor for this specialized equipment. Thank you.
All right. Is there a motion to authorize and approve the purchase of the essential equipment?
So moved.
Motion
Second.
by McDowell, second by Stackhouse. Questions or comments from the commissioners? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 8H, authorizing and approving amendments to the intergovernmental agreement between the Solid Waste Agency of Lake County, also known as SWALCO, and the City of Zion, per Commissioner Fisher.
Yeah, this is just some housekeeping for those who don't know. SWALCO is the, as he said, the Solid Waste Agency of Lake County, of which all the communities of Lake County are members of. We're also a member. This just changes some governmental operations. So a change in the language under governance that says that an alternate director, because there's a director appointed to the board, and we also have an alternate. It says an alternate director who is its immediate past mayor or village president, or it changes it to an employee of the city, somebody that we would appoint. There's a change to the responsibilities of the chairman of SWALCO, that they shall also serve as the secretary and treasurer of the board of directors. It changes the number of executive committee from 9 to 10. Let's see. And there's just some other changes. The agreement may be amended by a written agreement of 2/3 of all members, 2/3 of members, authorized by ordinance adopted by their respective corporate authorities within 90 days of proposed amendment being approved by the board of directors. So it's just some language changes within the intergovernmental agreement, and I would ask for a motion to approve these changes.
All right, is there a motion to authorize and approve the amendments to the intergovernmental agreement with SWALCO?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Stackhouse, second by Frierson. Questions or comments from the commissioners? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 9, discussion, authorization, and approval. 9A, consider approval of MFT and street and bridge budget for fiscal year 2027 per Director Wellendorf.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and Commissioners. I am presenting the MFT and Streets and Bridge budget for fiscal year 2027 for consideration in advance of the remainder of the city funds. As this fund is a standalone fund and has no impact on general fund or other fund budgets, we can isolate and approve accordingly. I recommend approval of the budget as presented for the fiscal year ending April 30th, 2027.
All right, is there a motion to approve the MFT and street and bridge budget funds for 2027?
So moved.
Motion by Stackhouse,
Second.
second by McDowell. Questions or comments by the commissioners? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 9B, request permission to hire one firefighter paramedic and request the name of the next qualified candidate from the Fire and Police Commission eligibility list per Chief Street.
Good evening again, Mayor and Commissioners. I'm requesting approval to hire the next eligible candidate for my firefighter paramedic eligibility list. The current personnel authorization ordinance allows for 21 firefighter paramedic positions, and we currently have 20 filled. Given the fact that we have one firefighter paramedic off on extended injury leave
and one firefighter paramedic that has been on National Guard deployment for over 6 months. We've worked with city administration to budget for this position to be filled. The Fire and Police Commission have previously released all names from our hiring eligibility list. Thank you for the consideration.
All right. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by McDowell,
Second.
second by Stackhouse. Questions or comments from the commissioners? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 9C, tabulation of bids, 2026 streetlight repair and maintenance per Director Ransom.
Honorable Mayor and Commissioners, the bid opening for the 2026 street light repair and maintenance was held on April 8, 2026. The results are as follows. There were 2 bidders, Hometown Electric, $180 per hour for street light repair, H&H Electric, $491.60 for street light repair. Hometown Electric for emergency street light repairs is $220 per hour. H&H Electric came in at $1,558.80 per hour. Staff is requesting that council approve and accept the lowest responsible bidder for these rates, Hometown Electric of Lake Village. The bid results are on file at the clerk's office as well as in Public Works.
All right, is there a motion to accept the tabulation of bids for the street light repair project and maintenance?
So moved.
Motion by Stackhouse,
Second.
second by McDowell. Questions or comments?
Yeah, Director Ransom, are there any other costs that we're paying for? Like, I'm looking at the difference between the emergency streetlight repair.
So these are hourly rates for them to come out and address the issues. Any materials used are extra. So poles broken, lights out, those are extra, and then we would bill at the current rate of what the parts cost.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just curious why the great disparity in the prices between the two entities.
Well, H&H, I do know, they do a lot of state work, and they're a big company, big outfit that does a lot of state work, and they're a little farther away.
Okay.
They're almost like an hour away, so that played into cost. And other than that, Hometown Electric's the local, company that bid the lowest.
Okay, and they've been with us for quite a while. I've seen their trucks around
Yes,
town.
for at least 6 to 8 years, and if not 10, possibly 10.
Okay. All right, any other questions or comments? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 9D, tabulation of bids, cleaning and maintenance services for City Hall, Police Administration, Public Works per Director Ianson.
Thank you, Your Honor. The city received 3 bids, all responsive for the cleaning and maintenance service for the City Hall, Police Administration, and Public Works. They are SW Cleaning Services for $44,292, Chi-Town Cleaning Service Company for $45,360, Unimax Management Corporation, $58,800. Based on the past performance system of the first 2 companies and the positive references from Unimax Management Corporation, staff is recommending we go with them for the $58,800. Just haven't been satisfied with our current contractors, so we're hoping to go with a positive response with this new company and make some changes with cleaning around here.
All right, is there a motion to accept the bid from Unimax Management Corporation?
So moved.
Motion by Frierson,
Second.
second by Stackhouse. Questions or comments by the commissioners? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 9E, consider request for a planned unit development by Kite Enterprises Green Fix Solar LLC for property located in the city of Zion per Director Ianson. Planning and Zoning Commission recommends denied.
Thank you, Your Honor. Kite Enterprises and Green Fix Solar are seeking to remove the existing PUD and approve a new PUD with a special use permit to allow residential subdivision and a solar farm at the property located at 40375 Tony Road. The site is currently zoned R16 single-family planning and development that was approved phase 3 of the Cypress Park subdivision in March of 2006. The petitioner is requesting that the existing PUD be removed and be considered null and void and consider the proposed PUD. The new PUD will consist of 33 single-family homes to the east and a ground solar farm to the west. Originally, this went before the zoning commission in August of 2025. They considered 3 options for the project. First, to develop the original PUD of 82 homes, which has already been approved in the existing PUD. Second, the proposed PUD of 50 homes and a solar farm. And third, proposed PUD plan subject to conditions eliminating the residential use of building 50 homes and donating the land to the park district for a park. At the August 7, 2025 Planning and Zoning Commission, we recommend to approve the option of allowing the development of a solar farm and eliminating the development of 50 homes and donating the property to the park district. This recommendation was presented to the City Council at the August 19, 2025 meeting, and the council made a motion to send it back to staff from the zoning commission to reconsider other options. The new proposal will involve the placement of 387,684 square feet of solar panels that will be fixed on 22.71 acres of land. The ground-mounted solar energy system is expected to produce 6,570,000 kilowatt hours of electricity per year, which will be sufficient to approximately power 983 homes. The single-family subdivision portion of the project would involve 33 single-family homes. The proposed homes will range from 1,200 to 2,000 square feet in size. Lot sizes in the proposed subdivision average 10,708 square feet, with the smallest being 9,600 square feet. And the largest being 17,437 square feet. This plan would require the connection of Mark Avenue to both subdivisions. If the proposed project is approved, the developer has provided a temporary construction route through the solar farm to reduce traffic around the subdivision. Also, Mr. Hyatt has submitted a letter of intent indicating the partnership with ALM Builders to construct single-family homes. At the April 2nd, 2026 Planning and Zoning Commission, they made a motion to approve the proposed request with the condition that the developer provide a developer's bond. The vote of 4 to 2, they recommend to deny the request.
All right. So is there a motion to consider request for this planned unit development for Hyatt Enterprises?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Frierson,
Second. So is this to,
To approve the proposed new PUD with the 33 homes and the solar.
okay, so it's rejecting the planning
Recommendation
and
of the
zoning
board.
yes.
recommendation, okay.
Yes.
So we have a motion by Frierson. And we have a second. Oh,
Yeah.
second by McDowell.
Yeah, I'll second it. I thought
Question?
Fisher.
I already
Oh,
seconded it,
second by, okay.
but that's okay.
Second by Fisher. Questions or comments from the commissioners?
Yep, so I guess the comment that I have is, I think I've been a strong voice in this for trying to slow up the development, and I wasn't a fan of just doing solar development as the highest use of that property. It was already approved for the existing PUD with the 82 homes. Had we had the fortune of having a developer come in and be willing to build that, then things, would have gone off without, anyone really being asked for their approval or anything like that. So we felt that we were doing the right thing by trying to find the highest use of the property while also considering the residents' feedback that's been provided, as mentioned through the different planning and zoning meetings. I do think that the items raised today, though, should be taken into consideration by our developer and also by our staff in terms of making sure that the development that goes in, make sure that we're considerate about the retention ponds and the drainage, and making sure that we're providing quality construction along the way. And so that's how I came to this position. I now understand that everyone may not agree with it. The Planning and Zoning Committee is a recommending body. We do, where possible, try and go with their recommendations. This just happened to be an exception. So that's my vote.
All right. Any other questions or comment from the?
No, the only other comment I was add, it was brought up about the park and donating to the park district. The park district is not interested in taking the property. Also, that was part of our consideration, is that essentially that would be taking that property, if the park district did take it, would actually add to the tax burden for the taxpayers, because we would have to take on the cost of maintaining and, you know, caring for that property. So again, that's something that raises taxes. The reason that we wanted homes built in that area is that by expanding our tax base with additional residents, essentially that spreads out the cost amongst more people and helps lower our tax rates. It may be incremental, but that's the goal. The other goal that was mentioned is that, yes, we would like to add additional residents, because if we get to 25,000 residents on the next census, we will have home rule authority, which will give us more power within the government to address nuisance issues, to address problems within the community that currently we don't have the authority to deal with, because we are still a non-home rule community. Even though I think we can all agree there's more than 25,000 residents in Zion. There really is. It's just getting those numbers official within the census. So we have responsibilities for a large population, but sometimes we don't have the full authority to deal with some of the issues that we have. The other thing that was brought up was the conditions of the streets within the subdivisions on the west side of the city. And this is, when I was Commissioner of Public Works, this was part of a pavement study in 2013, looking at conditions throughout the entire city. And I'm trying to remember exactly how much the recommendation was, but they said that back then we had to do at least
It was like 2.8.
2-point-some million dollars a year just for payment, and unfortunately, because of budgets and because of restrictions, we have not been able to reach that goal on a yearly basis. We have made a lot of progress under Director Ransom.
We've HMA patched all of the west subdivisions within the last 2 to 3 years.
Yeah. And, you know, but getting streets completely repaved, that's a big project, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's why we HMA patch, which is that's not pothole patching, that's where we have a crew, we spend MFT monies on, and then last year we spent roughly $235,000 within the whole city, not just that one subdivision. And they come out and do larger patches where they mill down 2 inches and then do a patch over the top of the bad areas. It's not a complete street reconstruction, but that way our money does stretch it and we can move more areas at one time. This year we went another roughly $135,000 in HMA patching again.
Yeah, and we've also been very fortunate with some of the federal access routes that, like the big streets, the connecting streets, we were able to get those corrected with under federal dollars, but they haven't made connecting streets.
The subdivisions don't qualify for FAU grant money. They would have to be a connecting street from either a county road to a state road, or 2 county roads or 2 state roads, which are roads like 27th Street, which goes for example, from Lewis to Sheridan Road. We do receive funds for those from the federal government, so those are able to be done at a higher rate, to whereas streets that don't connect or are not considered feeder roads, we have to do all local funding, which is why we moved to the HMA patching, where we can spread it out more and get more done.
Right. So, you know, we're very aware of everybody's concerns on these issues, and we're trying to stretch our dollars and try to make those work. And that's all I have to comment on that.
One additional point of order to our attorney. With the motion, the bond is included with it.
Yeah,
development
it's a condition.
negotiated.
It is a condition precedent, thank
Got
you,
it. Okay.
Commissioner, Mr. Chair, if I may. It is a condition precedent that a financial security instrument be posted that ensures that the residential development does go up. That has been discussed, and it is, their failure to do it will revoke the PUD. It's well within the bounds of the law, it's common practice, so.
Does anyone want to hear from Mr. Kayat or any of his team?
Yes, we did. That was going to be if our commissioners are through with their comments.
I just wanted to say that I appreciate the comments of Commissioner Fisher and Commissioner Frierson. I agree with them. And just also appreciate the concerns that were expressed by our residents. One that I don't think was mentioned is I believe that you are proposing a access route for construction to avoid going through the community. Is that correct? You have an access route
Yes.
that goes through your property?
No, there'll be an access road allowed through the solar facility for construction equipment for the single-family subdivision.
Okay. So I saw that in the plans, so just, I don't know if the residents know that they have planned that route. Okay.
Can you show us again?
So, Commissioner, our commissioners are through with the comments?
I think so,
And we have someone from the Kayat group step up and talk at this moment.
If there's any questions to me, I'm happy to step up.
I think I could probably show it better on one of these maps here. Excuse me. And in talking with staff, there was a concern about, and at the last meeting, about construction traffic. Okay, thanks. That would be going through the current dedicated streets that are built. To avoid that problem, and talking with Rich, he suggested since there were no homeowners within this section of Cypress subdivision.
Is that Credence?
Yeah, that's Credence, right here.
Okay.
And the other street, I can't read, it's kind of fuzzy.
Yep.
But right off of Kenosha, come up this route, and into Credence and go up here, and run along the fence that'll be in front of the solar farm, and go over to the single-family area. When the major work is done in the single-family area, the public improvements, the underground, the grading, and the streets are put in, then that construction road will be taken out, and all the landscaping will be improved for the solar farm within that area.
Could you show that?
Yeah.
To the residents
So that
in the
traffic will come up.
It's going to come through Cypress, just through the front section.
Yeah, just through that.
Just through that main entrance, the only entrance, actually, the only access to our subdivision is where the construction trucks are going to go.
Right.
Okay.
But there are no houses within
No,
this
yeah,
area.
it's the only access into or out of the subdivision.
Right.
That entrance.
Right.
Just making that clear.
Yes.
Huh?
Upgrades over our creeds,
But
just
again,
that little front
once you
section.
use the only access that in or out of our subdivision.
Correct.
There's one access to our subdivision.
Until this subdivision is built, then everybody will be connected.
In 6 years.
In 6 years. I'm not sure of the timing. So.
That's what was said at the meeting at last time.
Okay.
Is it not true?
I don't know. I don't know what the construction schedule. I don't know.
You were there, that is what was said at the last meeting.
Okay.
I can't speak to the developer, but that is my understanding that it would be at least a year before dirt starts to move on the solar, and then probably another 2 to 3 years, potentially, again, within a range, give or take, of when homes would actually start being built. I mean, given the current environment, given the solar, given real estate, all of the other factors at play, that is my understanding as well.
He's saying he's coming in Cypress Drive and
Going to Credence.
then going to Credence.
Correct.
Now, and I'm just saying is, we can't get snow plows through that front entrance. So you're gonna do all this heavy equipment is gonna make through that sub, that. That's that entrance. I mean,
That's a problem.
That's a problem. It is. And us coming in and out, because that's,
I'd like to just comment on that briefly. First of all, to answer your question as to when we're going to actually start the subdivision, it's very difficult to say. The sooner we start it, the sooner we finish it, the better it is, okay? And we are not going to come into your subdivision until we start the subdivision. And that period of time, let's just say it's 3 years from now, would only be a 6-month period of time that we'd use that entrance to get the infrastructure in. So we won't be using that entrance for the first 3 years or until we start it. And then when we do use that entrance, it should only take about 6 months to get the infrastructure in the subdivision. So it's not really a full-time entrance and exit to your subdivision. And I respect your concerns, I really do. And I don't want to tear up your roads any more than they are. And we will be very careful about how we come in, how we go out, and how we keep the street clean. And you can mark my words on that, and I will live up to that.
Commissioner, comment.
You know, I've made a lot of friends in that community over the past few years, just talking to them and trying to satisfy their needs. And I sincerely respect what they're saying. The streets are in bad condition. The streetlights aren't working. And hopefully we can improve that. Because we're going to bring some new people in and get some more money in the community. And I understand the community's problem. It's everywhere. Just like the real estate market. There's just money and prices have gone up so high. How does the city, afford to keep up all the roads like they were 20 years ago? It's a very difficult task. And hopefully we can help improve those. Seriously. I mean, we're going to have to.
I don't know how much it can or can't say.
Yeah, we're going to have
so
to bring people through there and show them the lots. And the builder I'm working with is a custom builder. He's not, he'll be building we'll start selling to his customers, I hope, right away. He's got a beautiful showroom of homes in Richmond. There are open models every day. And our lots will be involved in those models, and we will say, would you consider Zion? You want to see this, the subdivision. So we have a concern about your subdivision. And we hope to bring these people in and they purchase a lot, which we're going to sell them inexpensively. The infrastructure is so expensive. Just for those 33 homes, it's going to be $2 million right in that area. So, again, we will not use your entrance for probably more than 6 months. And at that time, we will notify you that we're going to start coming in with some equipment. You will see how we clean it, how we use it. And I think you'll be happy. And my builder is a very respected builder. He's been in Lake County and McHenry County for over 30 years. And he has a great reputation. You're welcome to Google him. He could not come out today due to a family emergency. So it's too bad he isn't here to address the council tonight, because I think you would be impressed by his credentials, as I was. And I'm basically in it with him, and we're going to get it done. Who knows when, how, but we will get it done. And I'm willing to, put up this bond that is basically a letter of credit to say that I will get it done. And I haven't heard exactly what the amount of the bond is that you want there. I hope that you're reasonable, it ties up money that is needed to exist these days. So please try and be as reasonable as you can. And I respect Zion, I love Zion, I grew up in Zion. My dad was raised, you know, I know so much about Zion. And, you know, my jobs and other things led me farther west and south. But if I had my brothers, and I loved living at 2621 Amnius for my long time, 2612 Lush. I was raised, born, and so please, I'm going to keep my word, and we will help your community rather than hinder it. And this solar farm isn't going to make any noise. It will be invisible. I don't want to take questions.
I mean, I don't. We're going to have questions later. Let him finish so we can. Yeah.
All right. So again, I asked the council. Yeah, I asked the council to please consider and give us a vote today. This is it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any more?
I just would like to say to the Cypress families that live over in that subdivision, we do hear you and you do matter. You're not being ignored, but you have to understand city government is about development. You wouldn't be a homeowner right now in Cypress if a developer didn't come there and build those homes. So the city of Zion is about development. No one is trying to harm you or hurt your subdivision or bring any harm to you. We're trying to make it for the betterment of our city that you enjoy living in, just like we do. So just try not to take it personal.
No disrespect, Mr. Commissioner, but my question to you would be this: why there? With all the land, all the property, with all the open areas we have, I've got a baseball field that's empty that was waiting to be built on for how many years now?
It's the choice of the developer, sir.
But once again, as a community, we should have a choice in terms of where that development is going to be placed. And if I'm going to be putting 1,200 square foot, whatever, 1,500 square foot homes in between two single-family communities down the street from a high school, does that make sense to everybody here? And you guys are all shaking your heads like, yeah, it does, but in reality, it does not. It does not make any sense based off the fact of where the placement of where this particular community is going. Because you're going in between between Cypress and between the other Cypress Crossing, you're putting in lower income housing between the two of us. Really, is what's going on at a small one versus what I paid for my house versus what you're putting next to me. Is it a possibility that it could lower our property values? We don't know. Is it, where you're putting it in between?
I think that would be a question for the assessor. And again, like, this is probably too nuanced of a conversation to have fully here tonight, but directly to your point about the choice of a slightly smaller home, that is something that has been going in that industry. As you look at demographic shifts, as you look at labor costs, people are always trying to find ways to make it more affordable and more appealing to the families that are buying those homes. And so that's how you're getting a shift into what we had 20 years ago, where everybody was rushing out to get a 3,500 square foot house. People have figured out, you know what, there's a lot of carrying costs with that, and maybe I don't quite need that much house. So these are just shifts that are happening over time. And to Commissioner Stackhouse's point, we're still trying to make sure that we can continue to develop the city. This was a lot that was owned by a private developer, and so again, we're trying to do our best to shape the direction how things are going, but still keeping progress and not trying to shut everything down and say, no, you can't develop here.
All right, thank you. Thank you. We're again, as Commissioner Frierson said, this is probably not the place and the time to continue to have this discussion. We've had the comments from the residents, and we've had comments from the commissioners, and so Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Frierson?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner
Stackhouse.
Aye.
Mayor McKinney.
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 9F, consider approval of a collective bargaining agreement between the Illinois Fraternal Order of Police, FOP, patrol officers in the city of Zion, per Administrator Nabel.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. We've been in negotiations with the Patrol Officers Union, the FOP, over the past 2.5, 3 months. The current contract expires April, 9 days. So we've reached a resolution with them and a tentative agreement. This is the result of those negotiations, and I would recommend approval of the contract as presented.
With one adjustment on page 33, the dates for the second year contract, Commissioner Stackhouse pointed out there's a misprint on the date, just changing the year 2026 to the year 2027.
All right, is there a motion to consider the approval of a collective bargaining agreement between the Illinois Fraternal Order of Police with the change that Chief Barker just mentioned on the date?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Stackhouse.
Second.
Second by McDowell. Questions or comments from the commissioners? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson.
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher.
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell.
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse.
Aye.
Mayor McKinney.
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 9G, consider approval of a collective bargaining agreement between the Illinois Fraternal Order of Police Sergeants in the city of Zion, per Administrator Nabel.
Thank you again, Mayor and Commissioners. The previous item was for patrol officers. There's a separate union for sergeants within the city that builds off of the patrol contract. So I'll make the same recommendation for approval of the sergeant's contract as presented.
All right, is there a motion to consider the collective bargaining agreement with the sergeants in the Illinois Fraternal Order of Police?
So moved.
Motion by McDowell.
Second.
Second by Stackhouse. Questions or comments from the commissioners? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson.
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher.
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell.
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse.
Aye.
Mayor McKinney.
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 10, departmental comment. Director Ianson.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've been having some calls regarding our yard waste service. It just recently started back up on April 1st. I remind all the residents you should use the brown craft yard bags or a 30-gallon can for yard waste, and you can mark it yard waste on the can. Or you can also get rid of your branches by bundling them, no more than 18 inches in diameter, branches 2 inches by 4 feet, and they'll pick it up on a regular basis.
All right, thank you, Director Ianson. Director Ransom.
Okay, some quick hits. Our summer round of lead and copper samples for everyone that is in the program we are actively out collecting those now. They will be due by June. And these are people that had the known lead services or that were already in our program with that. Those are the only of the homes that we are contacting. Pothole patching. This is not the HMA program, this is just the normal pothole patching. The plants did open up at the beginning of this week, so we are actively pothole patching, and we will attack the roads first, and then we will turn to alleys afterwards. And then I want to make a last comment about fire hydrant flushing. Fire hydrant flushing is done every year in the second or third week of September. I've been here 34 years, and I've done it every year I've been here. We do post it on the website to let you know when it's coming. And this year, roughly, I haven't put it up yet, but it's roughly going to be September 14th and run all the way to September 25th. Right around August, I will have it up on the website, and you can go to the days and you can basically pinpoint when we will be in your area on a certain date. I want to also speak to the fact that fire hydrant flushing is important for more than just fire reasons. That's what we do for water quality. If we don't flush hydrants every year, we have bad water quality. And we do pride ourselves in Zion, as you can hear of some communities with these boil orders and everything going on and things of that nature. We don't have that issue because we do actively flush hydrants yearly. And that's all I have.
All right. Thank you for the clarification on a couple of those items. Director Ransom. Chief Street.
Good evening again, Mayor and Commissioners. You all have been busy tonight, so I'll be brief. The only thing I was going to bring up is just a quick update on our Station 2 construction project. If you have or haven't been up 173 between Lewis and Kenosha lately, I would recommend that you do so. They're really making some progress out there. The walls are starting to go up. The masons are hard at work. And one of the features of that station is the tower that's going to be multi-purpose for drying our fire hose, but also used as a training tower. You can see that going up. It's already pretty high up there. So just wanted to give you that update. It's progressing along nicely, and we're pretty excited to hopefully get in there by the end of the year.
All right, thank you, Chief Street. Director Bronson?
Thank you again, Mayor and Commissioners. There are some businesses that will be coming online pretty soon. They're still working on some, so it's working on closing some leases, so I don't have any announcements of new businesses. But I would like to invite the public to the Start Early groundbreaking on Monday, May 11th, beginning at 10:30 a.m. at 1800 27th Street. Start Early is a program that will work with Zion District 6 to help our youth get a head start on education. If you're interested in attending, please see me after the meeting to be added to the RSVP list. And don't forget the 38th Annual Nostalgia Days Car Show will be happening June 19th and 20th in downtown Zion. If you would like to register your car and learn more information, see me after the meeting. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Director Bronson. Chief Barton?
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and Commissioners. Again, I just wanted to piggyback on Director Bronson's comment about Nostalgia Days. I was going to say something about that too. She stole my thunder, but I'm looking forward to that. I want to encourage folks to come on out. I'll come forward to this council in the next meeting or so to discuss road closures. So just looking forward to that upcoming event. It's a great event for our community. A couple little other things that I've had some contact about, reference to Start Early as well. If you or someone you know is interested in employment with the Start Early, I think they're going to be looking at about roughly 80 jobs for the community. If they do have a portal, I just was in contact with someone regarding a position, and I was hoping to find it quickly on my email. They do have a Lake County recruiter for the facility. So if you are qualified, you're looking for a new position, they will be offering some of those here soon. The last thing I have is we do partner with Swalco. One of the things we partner with them on is prescription medication drop-off. If you have prescription medications that you no longer need, we have a drop box in the police department. You will need to knock on the window or have a discussion with the window because we'll have to open it up for you for obvious security reasons. But then, more importantly, one of the controls that Swalco has now put on it is we need the medications to be taken out of the packaging that they come in because it's been taking up too much volume and too much of their time. So we'd ask that you will empty out your medication, bring it in a plastic Ziploc bag, and then we can just drop that right in the box.
Okay, Chief, one quick note. I believe Mr. Jones was asking about parking.
Yeah, 2 to 6 parking. 2 to 6 parking is still not permitted in town. However, there is on our website and through LakeCom an option that you can call and have your car put on the list for approval to park on the road. And I did make some notes on my sheet here regarding some of your issues that you brought forward, and I'll have those addressed.
Is there a limit to that?
Yes, there is.
That's enforced.
It better be. It will be. So we will address that.
Chief, I think the other element was police presence, if you want to talk about the districts.
I'm going to address all those with my staff on this. We do have monthly meetings, staff meetings, and if this is something that's been not as attentive, we'll make adjustments on that.
Sunday afternoons when it's sunny out, we get some events.
That's good.
When everybody's outside.
You may not always see them, but we're going to make sure they're up.
All right, thanks, Chief Barton. Director Willendorf.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. Not too much to report, just going through budgets, meeting with department heads. I met with Director Ransom this morning. I'm trying to meet with at least one a week, if not two, and drill through budget line items so that we can get something to present to the council here very soon. Still looking at an implementation of a new payroll system, the second payroll in May. So fingers crossed we can meet those deadlines.
All right, thank you, Director. Administrator Nabel.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. For returning attendees, you may be aware of a public education kind of forum that I do called Dollars and Cents. We do those sporadically based on whatever topics kind of are coming up of interest. I've done an annual one on property taxes, just explaining how your property taxes go from like levy to the bill that you see and how those all come to fruition. Since the property tax bills are slated to be mailed out May 1st, I thought May 14th would be a good date to kind of sit down and go over those. We'll have that at City Hall, hopefully, if there's no conflicts. I'm just writing this on clerk's doing it now. But it's an opportunity to understand, but also ask questions, discuss, and really understand your tax bill, the breakdowns on it, and how the rates and abatements and all that fun language comes into play. So I got good feedback from them in the past. It's a difficult topic a lot of times, especially when you see that bill come out. So this gives an opportunity to get some of the information behind what goes into that. So here at City Hall, May 14th, 6 o'clock, we'll be posting out information on all of our socials and everything as well, and I'll mention it again at the May 5th meeting.
Okay. All right. Administrator Abel, thank you. I thought you were going to take an opportunity, because I think might have been Mr. Jones talking about the taxes that you pay within the city of Zion, which we have acknowledged here as high. But I think one of the important elements to understand about as we operate our budget, only 50% of the money that you pay in property taxes go to the city of Zion. 65–70%, probably more than that, goes to the school system.
I don't think anybody was complaining about the taxes that we're paying.
Yeah.
They're saying is that the percentage of taxes that we pay versus what we were receiving aren't equated to, that nobody's complaining that we're paying too much.
Yeah.
I just want to make that.
Yeah,
and nobody was saying we were disrespecting.
No, just trying to clarify it and make sure that you know that when you are having concerns or issues, and I'll talk about it later, that we are listening. We live here too and face some of the same challenges that you face within the community. So, Administrator Nagel, thanks. Commissioner McDowell?
Nothing additional.
All right. Commissioner Frierson?
I'll just say thank you for everyone coming out tonight. I know that tonight probably didn't go the way that you expected, but trust and believe that when you do come out and share your concerns like this, it does make us better. It makes us more accountable to ensuring that we're focusing on the right things for our residents. So I do appreciate you coming out tonight.
Thank you. Commissioner Stackup?
I would just echo what Commissioner Frierson said. Thank you all for coming and sharing your concerns with us.
Commissioner Fisher?
Again, also, I would add, just we are concerned about these issues. We are trying to responsibly work within our budget to address these problems. And the one thing I've learned since I first got elected is sometimes things take a lot longer than you would like them to take. Sometimes things take a long time to get done, which is sometimes very frustrating. So I understand your frustration, and please continue to communicate with us, and we'll continue to try to do the best job we can.
Councilor Vasselli? Any comments tonight?
Nothing. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right. I just want to say thanks for coming out too, and I really appreciate the fact that you're expressing your opinion in a respectful way. And I know it's difficult when there are issues that face you, but trust me, as all of our commissioners say, we do listen. And sometimes when we make decisions, everyone's not going to like the decisions that are made. But the one comment that I wanted to address was we don't have any, because we put new homes up within the community, there's no federal money that we get from that. The more households that we have in the community, and I think there was a developer that put 35 homes up or 30 homes up within in one of the subdivisions out west. Those things, again, helps us to get a hold of our property taxes and share that burden evenly across the city and share it responsibly with our residents. So again, thanks for coming out. There's comments sometimes that as hard as we work, they're hard to hear, but we have to hear them if we're going to continue to move forward and progress. So just understand, thank you for coming out and expressing what you had to express in the manner in which you did. And I know that one of the things, when I get calls from residents about areas, I'll go out and see. And Mr. Gilmore, you've seen me over the area and talking to you about things that are going on there. A couple years ago, we had a resident coming out and talking about fast traffic through the neighborhood. We had our police department go out. So we'll go out, Director Ransom and his crew will go out and look at the roads. And again, that is always a process. You know, for us to redo our roads, and we've thought about this over the years, we'd love to have to be able to do it every year, but to do all the roads within our city would cost, what, about $100 million?
I think we
There was
were
an
looking at like
estimate.
the infrastructure, the water mains and stuff that would have to be replaced as well.
Yeah, I mean, because we've got aging infrastructure, which we've been trying to replace in the city that has been here. Some of it, some of our commissioners would like to say they haven't said in a while, that I'm as old as some of the infrastructure within the city. So we are trying to address those things to prevent the water main breaks, which we have as a result of the cold weather, the sidewalks. I wish we had the unlimited budget of some of the other taxing bodies that are within our community. So again, thanks for coming out. Moving on to item 11 is announcements. On May 15th, 7 p.m. there's a Zion City Council meeting. May 19th, there's a 6 p.m. Zion Township Board meeting right here, followed by a Zion City Council meeting at 7. And on May 25th, the city offices are closed for the holiday. Item number 12 is closed session pursuant to 5 ILCS 120-2, open meetings for the discussion of threatened and/or probable or imminent litigation, collective bargaining, purchase or sale of real estate, legal counsel, and personnel. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
So moved. Second.
Motion by McDowell and second by Fisher. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Stackhouse?
Aye.
Mayor King?
Aye. When we come out, there's only one item that we have to vote on. But Mr. Kite, I would ask that you would keep in contact with the residents in the community as this development continues to go, so that they are informed about the progress of what's happening with the construction, where it will go as the construction vehicles move in. And one of the things that we tried to do is we tried to get this project moved through Kenosha Road, but the county denied that. And so we've been trying to, the option that we came up with was a way to not take the construction traffic through the entire community. So we did the best that we could do in trying to come up with a solution that would ease the pains of everyone that was being affected by the decision. So I'll catch up with you later.
It's not about Christian development, it's just putting extra stress on an already overwhelmed infrastructure.
Yeah.
That's the concern. It has nothing to do with more development in the city. It's we're going to add stress to something that's already breaking. So.
Yeah, understand. Thank you. We have a motion and a second to go into closed session. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
No, we didn't.
We already voted.
All right, so thank you for coming out.
Hope you're done. That's quick.
Thank you.
That's not fun.